Welcome to the Pocatello Business Podcast, the only Pocatello podcast focused on providing profits for Pocatello people. If you love our town and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast with your friend, host, all-around great guy, and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Pocatello Business Podcast. We are here with Darren Hansen. He is the Director of Marketing and Public Relations at Streamline Physical Therapy and owner of Hansen Athletics. This guy grew up in Pocatello pretty much since he's been 3, went to Highland High School, and they moved away to get some college under his belt at Utah State University. We won't judge him for that, not going to the Bengals, but it's fine. He's back now. He's running his own company here locally, and that's what we're here for, is support locals. So, Darren, welcome to the show. Glad to have you on.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for forgiving me for leaving Pocatello for a minute, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, before we begin, we always stop with a sponsorship timeout, because the Pocatello Business Podcast is sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising, and I say it every time, guys. It's worth your money to get some top of mind awareness with some billboards. Give Rob a call at Pocatello Business Podcast. Mention Pocatello Business Podcast as you sign up for a 3-month deal for a billboard, and he'll give you your installation for free or your first month for free. So it's a pretty good deal. I've already seen a return on investment with them. Actually, my New Clean billboard is just right above Streamline Physical Therapy, I think, right on Clark and 4th right there. I'm sure you see it.
Yep, I've seen it.
So it's an eye catcher. So that's the one I've already received a return on investment with. So people, give them a call, make it happen. So back to you, Darren. Darren, walk me through kind of how you got started with marketing and public relations with Streamline, and then how is that benefiting you as you've started Hansen Athletic?
Okay, so this is going to be kind of a journey. I'm going to make it as compact as I can.
Cool.
So I went down to school at Utah State. Always had dreams of playing a college sport. Went down there. Was going to try to walk onto the football team. Had some injuries, and at that point had a relationship with campus recreation and the training facility there for athletes. So as I was injured and it was obvious that it was something severe enough that it wasn't going to really make sense to try to come back and play, I started a strength conditioning program for Utah State campus recreation, and I also helped out a little bit and interned in the weight room for athletics, working with football and a couple other team sports. So from there, kind of fell in love with it, changed my major. I wasn't going to major in marketing. I switched to a minor in marketing and a major in exercise science and kinesiology.
Cool.
To go along with the training I was doing. The program grew while I was there too. By the time I left, we had 170 students coming a day. So between club sports and general pop. So basically I was running a program for the school on the school's dime, and I got to make all the decisions, had to learn how to do all the marketing, had to make all the waiver. Basically I had to do everything. Yeah. And it was a great experience for me to for them to just hand that off to me and let me learn how to do all those things. And what stemmed from that was I had a lot of college students that were moving away that wanted me to continue training them. So I started, at that time, I started the Hansen Athletics brand just virtually. So I made a website, started training people through Facebook groups, eventually found better services, and now have apps and stuff that I do instead that bring a lot more value. But actually Hansen Athletics has been around for almost 9 years, and I've been building that brand and building the social following and teaching myself really the digital side of marketing. So from there, it just kept growing. I went to Salt Lake City for a year and worked for a gym there. It didn't work out. I ended up quitting there, had the opportunity to move back to Pocatello. That's when I came back to Pocatello and started Hansen Athletics physical location in my garage. And from there was doing marketing for a company called Valley Office Systems that my parents own. They do copiers, printers, fax, whatnot. And then during this time, I was trying to get together the collective people in Pocatello and get physical therapists, get gym owners, people that wanted to collab and kind of see, where are we at with training, what kind of injuries are we seeing, whatnot. Not a lot of people showed up to the first meeting, but Blair did, and she's the owner of Streamline Physical Therapy. I presented on what we were doing at the gym and why we do what we do. And immediately after that meeting, she invited me to move into her facility. So we moved out of the garage,
Oh, wow.
had our gym inside the physical therapy clinic, and was training people on our end, and also like helping with some stuff with patients that are past the point of PT and need some help with getting back to sport with a little bit more intense like stuff going on. So moved in there for about a year. Was blowing up, so we ended up having to move out because Streamline was blowing up, we were blowing up, so we moved here on Center Street, and then we are set to move in June to a bigger location. So we've just been growing substantially. The marketing side was kind of all self-taught. I did get a minor in marketing, got experience at Valley with the kind of the contract side and digital, radio, all the different kind of avenues that you can look at when it comes to marketing. But yeah, so that kind of sums it all up. And then I forgot to mention during that time, I also was competing nationally in Olympic weightlifting. So snatch, clean and jerk.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Nice.
so I was traveling around the US and doing that, competing for Utah State. And that's kind of how the online side started to grow at first. Was I really got a lot of clients that wanted help with that kind of odd sport that there isn't a lot of coaching in. So yeah, just kind of like it's a whole eclectic 9 years of experience all coming together finally in Pocatello with an opportunity to help people. We have a lot of youth athletes, and I love working with them. So
awesome. So what do you kind of focus on with? I know it's mostly athletics movement in Hansen Athletic, but is it tying in some CrossFit with some agilities with some weight training? Is that or what?
Yeah. So what it is I would call it a traditional strength and conditioning gym. So if you went to a college facility and you saw what they were doing with the athletes, we're going to be doing that or a little bit better because we have smaller groups. So we do one-on-ones, or we do a semi-private group, which only gets up 4 to 5 athletes per coach. So our whole emphasis is, my goal is to bring world-class coaching to Pocatello. So when you come in here, it's people that are ready to be coached and want to take in knowledge, want to learn, and not really come in and do something on your own type of deal. Mm-hmm. All our equipment is mostly free weights, sandbag sleds. So yeah, it kind of looks like the inside of a CrossFit gym per se. Okay. We don't have really any machines. So we definitely prioritize moving the body through space functionally, rather than like sitting on a machine. So yeah, so people come in, everybody has an individualized training program. So we take the time to write training based on people's needs. We have kind of growing a huge niche within youth athletes, which has just blown up, and that's probably a majority. But I work with a 70-year-old female all the way down to 8 and 9-year-old kids. So we do all kinds of stuff because it can be individualized based on their goals. But yeah, so we do that, and then we actually have a lot of people come in that are in pain and are like, "Okay, my knees, my back, everything. I've been hurting for years. It's just like, how can I fix this?" And we help put them back together. So that's also kind of a specialty we have. And we have some experience, obviously, being tied in so closely with the physical therapy clinic. I'm exposed to a lot of stuff, and I'm able to bounce questions off them. So we have a unique opportunity to help people that are in pain that want to be more in a gym setting and not necessarily in a physical therapy setting. So
that's interesting. I like it. Well, that's great, man. That's good. We've got something available to the people in Pocatello with that kind of option, so that's good. And that was one of my questions was, do you see mostly, college student athletes or high school athletes? But you answered that with, anywhere from 7-year-olds up to 70-year-olds. So
yeah, we do everything. College athletes, it's tough because they have a lot of regulations with NCAA.
Sure.
We have some that come down in the off season, and then I've volunteered and like volunteer more. I'm technically like a volunteer strength coach up at ISU. So I'll go up and help with Dan Ryan and Brandon and try to get extra eyes on them and whatnot. So we do help out there as well. I
like it. Well, let me switch gears a little bit with you, because you talked a lot about digital marketing, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there right now thinking, they grew up, maybe they're older business owners and stuff. They're thinking, I'm only really familiar with maybe some yellow pages here and there, maybe some newspaper ads, just the traditional, print ad stuff, and even billboards. But what would you recommend, or what advice would you give to those people that are looking at wanting to get more customers, wanting to get more marketing going on, but never knowing and not knowing too much about digital marketing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what you're going to need to look at is probably first and foremost is you need to start building your brand platform. So that's going to be, obviously if they have a business, they probably already have a logo, they have that. You're going to need to make sure you have an updated website, something that's quick and easy call to action. You need a landing page for all this effort you're going to put into the other platforms to get people there and then guide them through quickly to get their information so you can talk. I think the best is to get information and then close it with either a phone call or a meeting. So you're going to need a solid website page, and I would recommend updating it because we've had multiple people come in here because they say your website page just looks the best. So when I got on it, it was the best website. I came in because to me that signified value, right? Number two is you're going to need to synchronize all these platforms you have. So you're going to want to have a Facebook and Instagram, Google business listing, and make sure they're all updated. You're putting photos on them. You're doing that constantly, and it's easy to kind of sync them all together so you can maybe post one on a platform and have it go across all, which isn't ideal. But if you're not looking to spend a ton of time on it, you could easily just push it across and have content out there. And it's important to make sure everything's kind of synchronized because Google and the internet is going to realize it's going to start to put all this together. And the more content you get out, the more blogs, the more posts, it's going to start pooling this all into collective. And then when people start searching for things, the more crap you have on the internet, the higher you're going to pull in their listings. So
Yep.
You just need to make sure to do that. And it's definitely, in my opinion, worth investing in having somebody help you with that if it's not something you want to handle. I mean, you might be looking at like a $5 to $10,000 investment to get all this set up and done. But in terms of, I've just noticed there's a ton of businesses in Pocatello that already have a lot of work and maybe don't feel like they need it, but there's a lot of leads that, like, let's say, you Googled like a landscaping service. There's a lot that don't have anything. There's a lot of blue collar kind of businesses that are killing it right now, but they don't even have a website presence. And so they're missing out on a ton of leads because people my age, I'm 28. I mean, anywhere from 40 down. I mean, first thing we're doing is hopping on Google and saying like landscaping services in Pocatello. And then we're going to go through and see the top 3 and read the reviews and then pick one from there. So there's a lot of business being missed out on. And I'm actually starting another company. It's going to be called Portneuf Digital. And that's going to be what we do is kind of just take people that want this, put it all together for them, and then hand it off and teach them how to use it and kind of do everything I just talked about and just hand it to them and say, okay, just post here. And here's Sally, just post here and click share to Facebook and then update your Google once in a while,
Seriously.
Yeah. So
that's a lot.
It's a lot. So that's just, those are the couple things though. And Facebook's a huge driver in Pocatello. I'd say Facebook is right now is going to get you more bang for your buck than Instagram. So
exactly. And it really is the price per click and that kind of stuff. It's so much cheaper advertising that way. And I feel a lot more direct and efficient than any other source right now.
Absolutely. I mean, I run $1 a day on Facebook for my gym. And I have a ton of people that say, oh, I saw your ad. And I'm literally spending like $29 to $31 a month on an ad. And that's it. Like, that's probably some of the cheapest advertising you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like, if your clients are into hunting and fishing and this kind of stuff, they hang out in certain groups in Facebook. Like, it's easy to really pinpoint those type of people and say, this is who I want my ads to be shown to. So there's
100%.
So much out there that you can be benefiting from with some digital marketing. So, and that's the thing, back in the day, for those that don't know, when you were first starting in the digital marketing age, SEO was huge, and you could literally trick Google a little bit by putting keywords here and there, hiding them underneath some pictures and stuff like that to get your organic search to be up. But now they're not doing that anymore. It's just like Darren said, it's whoever's content is king, and whoever's got the content, whoever Google feels like is going to satisfy their customer better because of their content creation is who they're going to be putting first in the organic searches and all that type of thing. So, because Google wants their customers to be extremely satisfied. So they're going to find those companies that can benefit their customers the best. And that's
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a key word I would say when, for these business owners that are starting to look into it, like, don't get, sometimes the salespeople use SEO like it's so sexy and kind of confuse
Yeah.
people, and try to get them to just go down that road of like, oh yeah, we just need to do some backlinking on your website, yada, yada, yada. I mean, it can help, but yeah, you're right. Google has gotten a lot smarter and they know that it's beyond just a couple keywords in the backside of your website. So
that's exactly right, man. Well, that's cool. That's something good though. You'll be looking forward to, and you'll have to come back on when you fully launch that other digital company and talk more about that as well. Because that's something, there's, especially because we live in a blue collar community here, and we have a lot of great companies, but they are very underutilized when it comes to the digital world. And I think another mistake people are making is when they come with an ad on the internet or something like that, or any kind of digital ad, and they have 10,000 call to actions on their ad. Hey, email me here. QR code here. Here's this here. Here's a number over here. Here's an email. Like have one. You want them when they get on, because I use a site called ClickFunnels to build a lot of my digital ads and stuff, and I put them on Facebook. But literally, the key is to get them to funnel down and to do one thing. All you want them to do is one thing on that page, and it's that one call to action. And that's because you confuse people. And
any confusion will lead to they're going to be more hesitant to purchase from you. So it needs to be super simple and consistent. And obviously, the best is, in my opinion, is just to get their information, and then give them a real-time person-to-person interaction, whether it's a call, whether it's having them come in for a free appointment, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's always something out there that, for example, I mentioned this in my last episode that on our website, we offer 10 bad ideas for hiring your next cleaning company. And it's just free. You just enter your information. It sends it right to you. But at that point, they can go ahead and schedule a proposal, like a bid with us, an estimate with us, or they can just have what they have, and they'll start getting emails of helpful information. Because I don't want to ever spam anyone. I want to continue to add value to people. And as soon as they feel like they're being spammed, they're going to unsubscribe. They're going to get away from you. But the best thing about it is you're building a potential customer list, and you can retarget them with other interests that might get them down the road. So
absolutely,
that's the key, is just adding value, and I'm sure you are all aware of that. So
that's what we try to do: drive educational content, even though attention spans are short on the internet. But once you find someone that is interested, I mean, we do the podcast. I have a blog. The Instagram's mostly kind of some educational content and stuff to spur thought and whatnot. So that's definitely the route that we go. Yeah.
I like it. Well, cool. As we wrap things up a little bit here, I got to take one more sponsorship time out. Pocatello Business Podcast is also sponsored by Pack and Go. If you know Brett, Jensen, Mason Klinger, and Darren, I can't remember his last name right now, but they are wonderful people to work with. They'll literally drop a pod in your driveway or in your commercial property, help you move everything. This could be helpful for you since you're moving here, Darren, here soon. They literally drop a pod off. You have all the time in the world to load it up with all your weights, your home goods, everything. We're remodeling right now, so we loaded up all the stuff in our main level, and they'll come store it for you for a fee, or they'll move it to your new location for you. But they have a professional driver that brings it, loads it on their truck, and drops it off, and gives you all the time in the world to unload. And if you sign up with a 3-month storage commitment with them, they'll give you your first month for free with them as well. So call Darren at 208-339-2229, and that's Pack and Go, people. So, okay, Darren, back to you. Is there anything I didn't ask that I should have? I know it's we were all over the little place today, but and we'll have you on again. But
no, I think I want to highlight Streamline Sports a little bit, and as the clinic, just because I really think what got me to kind of get behind them and actually start working there was the fact that they kind of take the same approach that I do at the gym, in terms of we're not all about high client numbers. It's all about that kind of that individualized approach, more time with the therapist, PTA, so a higher level skill. We actually are hiring a ton of athletic trainers rather than just normal technicians, because that's a typical complaint is people go in and they see the therapist for 5 minutes and then just work with a high school grad that's working for $9 an hour. We're hiring people that have their athletic training certificate and are able to, they're the ones you see at the sports games, treating the people right when they get injured and whatnot. So we have 4 of those people on staff, rather than typically a place only has 0 to 1. So if you're looking for something for physical therapy that's a little more individualized, a little more attentive, I mean, I think Streamline's doing amazing things, and they've tripled in size in the last year and a half. So obviously they're doing good things, and the community is behind it. And we have a community program that I know that I don't think anyone else has. That's a super aggressive cash pay system that our athletic trainers run, so that if somebody's out of insurance, doesn't have insurance, and needs help, I mean, they can get in there 5 times a week and work with somebody there's different levels based on what you need, but you can get in there for $100 a month. You can go in 5 times a week to a physical therapy clinic, which is it's unreal. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, I want people to be aware of that in the community, that, if you do have that pain's not normal. If your knees hurt, your back hurt, there's ways that you can start to improve that and at least be taught how to alleviate some of that and live a higher quality of life. So
I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, there's other options out there besides just the painkillers. There's more healthy
painkillers or just like thinking that you only can get in there if you have visits for physical therapy or insurance. We're trying to make ways for the community, no matter where you're at, to find ways to be able to get in there.
Hey, that's fantastic. Well, we like to end with one last question, and then I'll roll the red carpet out for you. But what's one of your favorite local restaurants to eat at here in town?
Oh, man. So I'm a big breakfast guy, and I think Pocatello's got a strong local breakfast game. Yep. I mean, you see the other restaurants come in and chains, and they get closed down too quick because it's just you got your spot here in Pocatello. I really like Oliver's because it's right across from the gym. So I walk over there like probably 3 times a week, get some food. And that vibe's kind of like, I'm at my grandma's house and it's all fresh food and it's coming out. It's kind of that vibe. And then I really like the ladies over at Jumbo's. So I'll be at Jumbo's too every so often. But those are probably my 2 favorite, are Oliver's and Jumbo's.
Hey, that's good. I love Oliver's, and I've been to Jumbo's for a while. I need to get back there, but they're fantastic. So
yeah.
Well, perfect. So if I'm going to kind of roll the red carpet out for 2 of your things that you're doing, but if people are wanting to get into physical therapy, and then other people maybe just want to get right into Hansen Athletic and start training and doing those things, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys for those?
Okay, so the easiest way is both of them is just going to be to hit our website. So HansenAthletics.com, there's going to be a Pocatello tab. It pops you onto a scheduler. You just click. We always do a free introductory session for anyone. You come in 45 minutes. We're going to talk about your goals. I'm going to take you through a body weight movement assessment. I'm going to give you a piece of paper that has a ton of information on whether you come in or not, how you can improve your movement. And then same for Streamline Sports. So you just hit their website, click on schedule an eval, go in there, get your free eval or pain screening. And you can get into either of us for free and see if it is for you. So just awesome. Hit the website. Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, I appreciate you being on the show, and we'll definitely have you on again, especially when you get the digital marketing company up and running. And awesome. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay. Well, those listening, appreciate you tuning in today. And until next time, we'll see you next episode on the Pocatello Business Podcast.
Congratulations on spending a couple minutes getting just a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Pocatello business community. If you are feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.